Hey yo, what is good guys? Welcome back to another video. Welcome back to NextGen Wealth Tips. Today, man, I got a different video for you guys, a little inspirational video and tips and trick video and kind of a video on life, honestly. But with that being said, what are you guys going to be getting out of this video is first what I want to start with, right? One, I want to kind of give you guys tips and tricks and kind of tell you guys lessons on, mistakes that I made, some risks that I took that I shouldn't have or something like that. And even give you guys an opportunity to know some business ideas and how to, basically start that. So with that being said, a lot of people, they might make video ideas on businesses, but they don't give you guys what you need to know. So with that being said, you might watch some videos on business ideas and stuff like that, but not really understand what you really need to get started. Like kind of for an example, I'm gonna give you guys like a little example, right? It's not really anything I'm gonna be talking about, but let's say if I'm telling you guys like top 10 business ideas, right? And one on the list is gonna be, a used car dealer, right? And they might explain, numbers, how much money you can make, stuff like that, but they don't really explain what you need to get started, how you can start now. Because that's the thing. You got to start now. You can't start tomorrow. You can't start next week. You got to start now. And that's even like little things, like if you do want to get started, right? One thing you're going to need is credit, good credit, because you can't start from nothing. Using debt as leverage is the best thing you can really do. But with that being said, just like that, I'm going to be using a broader example of things you can get started with now, and then kind of like later on and what you really need. So I don't know too much about like a used car salesman, the things I'm going to be talking about, I'm going to be telling you guys more in depth and kind of getting you guys more examples of what you need. Because with that being said, I can tell you guys used car, and then I don't like once you start doing more research, you're like, oh, this really isn't a good idea, or I need more than I expected. So like a used car dealer, I can tell you like more examples into it, like, oh, to get started, you need to buy, used cars. You need money for used cars. How are you gonna get the money for the used cars? How much money you need to get started. So maybe a used car dealer, you might need 200,000 or maybe 100,000 or maybe $50,000, With that being said, like I said before, using your credit as leverage, you can use credit to buy those cars. And once you sell those cars for profit, you can pay off that credit. And then once you pay off that credit fast enough, the bank's going to be like, oh my God, you paid this loan off in, a couple months rather than a couple of years. And then they're going to want to give you more money. And you can also use things like stocks as leverage to getting more money. And you can also use businesses as leverage to get more money when you guys get a loan. But that's kind of like an example. But I'm going to be giving you guys more in depth with what you really need for businesses later on when I'm done yapping. But not really when I'm done yapping, I'm going to give you guys the things that you really need, and then end off the video with things that, like lessons and stuff like that on life that I've learned so far. But with that being said, let's get started. I'm sorry if the intro wasn't too good, but if you guys are, about to sleep, just enjoy the video, have a good night's sleep. If you guys are driving, pay attention to the road, but enjoy the video. But it's kind of a video just to listen to, have in your pocket, But with that being said, let's give a little example of me, who am I? What am I here for? So basically, I'm the CEO, I guess, owner of NextGen Wealth Tips. I just started this channel, and I kind of wanted this channel to give you guys examples on how to become wealthy, maybe not like rich. I mean, you can become rich, of course, with some of these examples, but being rich, like there's a broader way, I mean, it's not really luck, but you make your own luck, but my goal is to make you guys more financially stable. And the thing about, finances, they don't really teach it in school. It's not really taught to people. You shouldn't get, you know, um, you shouldn't get like into bad debt, like buying expensive cars with debt, it's just things like that people don't really learn about. And credit cards, how bad credit cards can really be if you don't use it the correct way. And there are correct ways to use credit cards. We're going to be doing that in one of the business examples, kind of explaining how to use a credit card the proper way. Or just one example on how to use a credit card basically in the business. But basically, if you guys are new to the channel, hit that subscribe button, hit those post notifications so you guys never miss out on an upload. Go give out a little plug. But the goal for this channel is to make you guys more financially free and teach you guys about the stock market. That's what I've been locked into, the stock market mainly, but I do have businesses on the side, and I'm going to be explaining how I became successful in those. The YouTube channel, I'm not really I'm not really trying to rush the growth or anything. If you guys want to sub, you guys can. If you guys don't, it's okay. But if this video benefited you, at least hit that like button, share with a friend. That's another plug. I'm sorry. I keep on plugging. But yeah, man. So I just want to kind of explain who I am. I'm currently 21 years old. I kind of started locking in like a year ago. Not even gonna lie, pretty kind of late on in life, I'm not even gonna lie, but I think like teenage years is when you want to find yourself, and then your 20s is when you want to like really know what you want to do. Like I think for life, you really got to like really think. But thing is, like I said before, start now. I do recommend watching a bunch of videos on things you can do. Online is probably like the best thing, and becoming your own boss is the best thing because that's where hard work really pays off. If you work for a 9 to 5, you can work really hard, and the harder you work, honestly, I think the more they'll use you. Honestly, like there's people that don't really do anything and they get paid the same. So really, I think hard work really works out if you own your own business or do your own thing on the side. But with that being said, let's start off with some businesses rather than going into lessons. So lessons is going to be later on because I think that's more of a yapping part, but business ideas. So first off is one that I want to start later on. And the reason later on is because I want to build up my money first. And I've been pretty successful in the stock market so far. So I've been kind of just pushing the stock market and online businesses first. And then later on, I want to get more into this business. And this is what I've been researching a lot on. So I can tell you guys what you guys need and how you guys can get started today, because today is the best time now. But with that being said, first one is going to be Airbnb. Okay. You guys may be like, oh, I don't want to buy a house. I don't want to do this. You don't have to buy a house. You can, but honestly, I think buying a house for Airbnb, like it's smart, but at the same time, you can use somebody else's house. So, I mean, if you have to talk with the person that you're renting the house from first. So basically, it's gonna be like a normal house. Like, let's say if you're renting a house now, it's gonna be like that, right? So if your rent's like 2,000 a month, you can potentially make 5,000 if you're in a busy area. I do recommend doing this in a busier area. My goal is to do it in Las Vegas, just because Las Vegas is a decent spot, pretty busy, and you don't have to live in the city. You can live like maybe 30 minutes away or something. Outside of the city. I don't really like city life too much. I like it a little bit, but not to live. But with that being said, Airbnb, what do you guys need to get started? So, one, like I said before, credit, right? Now you can build your credit. You can literally pay now late or use the payments to pay later. Basically, it's like $6 a month to get a water bottle or something. You get a water bottle and then pay it off monthly. Build your credit like that. Like you don't have to have a credit card or anything like that. You could start off with a credit card, but if you do have a credit card, I recommend only doing little purchases. Like maybe if you get gas for your car, get gas with the credit card. Maybe get a points card too. You can get points with gas or something. But I do recommend don't ever go past your limit and don't ever go near your limit. Like if you have $1,000 credit limit, only spend like 200. Don't spend too much, and don't overly spend. Don't use credits for your main payments, because one thing that I learned in life is that if I use it for my main like everything that I buy things on, the credit kind of gets away from you. I don't know if you guys ever done that, where you just use a credit card and you look at your balance, you're like, damn, like I'm already I'm already at my limit. But with that being said, it makes it kind of harder to budget too, because you have to wait to see how much you really have, how much you really spent. I don't know. It's just kind of hard. But with that being said, like if you guys do get a credit card to build your credit, buy buy Monster or whatever you like to buy at the gas station, or buy your gas, and then pay it off like on time. Try to find a credit card that has like no interest if you pay it off on time. I think there's some that gives you fees and stuff like that. So just be careful, read into it. But yeah, with that being said, credit. So building your credit, why do you need to build your credit? So credit is going to give you basically leverage to start any business that you really want to at any time. You don't really need that much money to get started. So an Airbnb, let's say if you want to rent it first, we're going to talk about renting first, and we can talk about buying a house second, because that's a little bit different of a process. But let's say if you rent a house, you can do it both ways, right? You can rent a house that's already furnished, or you can rent a house and that's where you use your credit, right? So if you rent a house without furniture, you use the credit to buy furniture for the house and then pay it off. And then now you have a cash flow basically after you pay off that debt that you had for the furniture. But if you get an already furnished house, you also have to be careful because people might destroy the furniture. So I think it's a little bit better just to buy your own furniture, because if it gets destroyed, it's not too big of a deal. It's you paying for it. But then the person you're renting it from might get a little bit mad because you're destroying their things and stuff. So I do recommend getting an unfurnished house first, and then that's where a credit gets into play. You can either get a loan for 10,000, a personal loan, which is probably a little bit smarter because you have lower interest rates. But you can also get a credit card with like a $10,000 credit limit, buy all the furniture that you need, pay the payments on time, and then maybe save up a little bit more, maybe Like if the payments is like 500 a month, pay 1,000 a month because you're probably gonna be making a little bit of money, and you can probably still profit $1,000 to $2,000 on the side with that. But let's say if you rent a house, we're gonna say for example the house is 2,000 to rent a month. You got a decent house, and your credit payments, you're probably paying 1,000, so that's around $3,000 right there a month. But Airbnb is popping. You got a good spot where people are probably getting it once or twice, or not once or twice, but once every day, and then maybe some days you got off, and then you could probably pay somebody. You can either pay somebody to clean it, or you can clean it yourself if you have the time. But this is one of those businesses that you want fully automated. You can have it maybe 90% automated to a point where you're paying somebody to clean it. You don't have to really be at the house when the people get there, and all you're literally doing is accepting the person, telling the person, copy and pasting literally the details on how to get into the house, and then you're literally just accepting the payment and paying the bills for the rent, and maybe checking out the place every couple of days or something. But with that being said, that's around 3,000 a month that you'll probably be paying. And then with that being said, you can make at least $4,000 to $5,000 a month if you have a good month, and you could probably even make even more. And then once you pay off the furniture, you're making even more. You're making $1,000 profit extra a month. With that being said, if you really think about it, even if you're making like $2,000 to $3,000 a month extra, that is insane. And then you can start getting more places. You can probably have 3 or 4 places at once, making you 3,000 each a month, 2 to 3,000, even 2,000 a month. We can just say bare minimum, you're making 2,000 profit a month after you pay off everything. That's 2,000, and you have 3 places, $6,000 just passively. You don't really have to do anything. You're probably spending less than an hour a day, like on average a month. 30 hours a month, and you're making 6,000 that month. That's kind of insane to think about. Another business idea, of course, YouTube. YouTube is one that's big, but let's just say social media in general, because you have TikTok, Instagram, you have all these other social medias you can make a lot of money on. Twitch, you can stream if you really wanted to. These take a little bit more time, but not really, because especially like TikTok and stuff, you can watch movies and then just clip movie clips, put a little edit over it, upload it, do that 6 times. This is going to take a little bit more time out of your day, but there's multiple ways to do this, right? So first off, let's just talk about how to become big on YouTube, right? Or any social media. You will have to do a lot of time and effort into researching, and researching good topics is basically chasing the trend to say, but not really. You're just looking at what's popping currently, and you kind of want to look at it at a weekly time frame and sometimes a monthly time frame of what's really popular this month and this week, and that's where you would get the most views. I think a trending video is kind of luck. I'm not even gonna lie. It's not really, I don't think anybody can really work towards a trending video. Even Mr. Beast said it himself. You can't really put hard work into a video and then make it trend like that. Sometimes there's videos you put the least amount of work in that pop off on your channel. But with that being said, you do a lot of research, a lot of keyword research. I've seen that ChatGPT works a lot because ChatGPT can just look things up really quickly. So I do recommend using ChatGPT for your research. And if you're doing YouTube, TikTok, anything, just do research on that and just see what's currently trending. And once you get the trending topic, you'll do great. With that being said, I do recommend ChatGPT and just kind of making your own trend. I think you should do like 50-50. You should chase the trend and then try to make your own trend. Because if you start something, that's a trending video right there too. So I do recommend 50-50ing or 75-25ing, I don't know. But like, let's say if you do 4 uploads a month, 3 of those uploads you can do a lot of research on and have the idea that way. And then one of the videos you can do your own, just have your own ideas. Because the more you research, the more ideas you're going to get in your head, and you're going to be like, oh my God, this is a good idea. Do it, And this is another thing that I say, just do now. Even if it's bad, you don't have a good editing software, you don't have good camera equipment, you don't have a good computer, just start now. You can edit on your phone, you can edit on a bad computer, not even gonna lie. But start now, even if you don't have the equipment, just try your best, And then whatever you do, man, try your best. But with that being said, the second way to do social media, we're just gonna say social media in general, is you can go on Fiverr. Fiverr is a good app. I think there's other apps to use too, but you can actually pay people to make you videos. So like I said before, like that TikTok thing that people do, like they do like movie clips, they'll do podcast clips, they'll do clips of just popular streamers. You could pay somebody to clip that for you, make you a video. They can literally make you a video on everything. You pay them like $10, $20 a video, and then you upload it. They send it to you and you upload it. Basically, you just have a team. Having a team is probably the best thing too. This is something I want to do later on. I just want to grow my social medias more. But with that being said, if you hire yourself a team, it's basically automated. You can probably even hire somebody to upload things for you, and you just collect the money and then pay people. But this is something that a lot of people do too. They just hire a team. So let's say if you're a bigger YouTube, or you're just doing like YouTube videos, like bigger videos. So you have maybe a voiceover person, or you can use a lot of things you can automate too. You can use AI for most of these things. But like, let's say if you do it the old fashioned way, right? You have somebody to do the voiceover for you. You pay them, you pay somebody to edit the video, you pay somebody to get the visuals for the video, because sometimes you need visuals, and somebody else can just find the visuals for you, make the video for you. Like you get the voiceover, and then you get the person to do the visuals, and then they send the information to your editor, and the editor would do it, and then somebody can write the script. Like literally, you get the whole team. So you need a script writer, a person to talk, basically, and then you need the person to do the visuals, and then you need somebody to edit the whole thing, get it all together, and then you can even hire a CEO, is what they call it, I think, CEO, which would manage your YouTube channel, find the ideas, and then you guys can just come together. Because you guys can probably find out some ideas together, talk. But that's literally how you start a social media. How you need 5 people, 5 other people if you want to make it fully automated, and you're just managing everything. That's kind of how a lot of people do it too. But a lot of these things, they're risk, high reward. It might not work out, and that's okay. You might spend a lot of money on it, and that's okay. The next business, or not business, this is really a business, but this is something I recommend getting into, and that's stocks. Okay, this is a topic that I'm big into. I do recommend starting off paper trading, and also watching videos on how to trade, how to read charts, how to everything about a business. I do recommend, if you're just now starting, research maybe 3 or 4 companies, understand what they do. But one thing that I do recommend doing just overall in life is to have a long term. And what is a long term? It's a stock that you invest in, and you invest into it for the long, basically 10 years minimum, and then just keep it forever, basically. Because the thing about the stock market is always going to go up. That's the goal of the stock market. That's the goal of everybody running the stock market. It's supposed to go up. So if you invest into a stock, in a year or 2, you'll be up. Trust me. I've seen it myself. I have myself a long term. I'm going to the long terms that I'm personally in, I'm in the Amazon, SPY. SPY is always going to go up, but SPY goes up maybe 20 to 25% a year. I think the average is like 15 or something like that, but it's been going up pretty decent with AI trends. But SoundHound AI, that one's kind of bad right now. I think I got out. I'm not going to lie, but SoundHound AI before the NVIDIA. I did recently buy a lot of SMCI for my long term. I'm into, I don't know if I mentioned it, NVIDIA, Tesla's down, but I'm still in it. I'm just going to hold it. Tesla's a great stock to get into, dollar cost average. That's what I like to call it. Intel too. Intel's a decent one. But that's something that I'm in the long term for. And then some like penny stocks I got, but those are just like buy and sell, And then I also do swing and day trades. Okay. This one's going to be a little bit different because I do recommend paper trading for this one. Paper trading, and then just researching a lot on it, because this is going to take some time. This is one that I think is the hardest thing to master, because it's a lot of emotions. You will lose a lot of money. You'll gain a lot of money. You have to learn risk to reward. You have to manage your own emotions. It is very emotional. I'm not even gonna lie, man. That is, it gets you not emotional, like sad, but I mean, like you'll see $300 and you're like, oh, I'm gonna hold it. I want more money. And then sooner or later you'll see negative $300 because you got your emotions. So you really have to learn to control your emotions. I do have a lot of videos on how to get started with trading. So if you guys want, you guys can check that out, or check out some other YouTubers. I think other YouTubers got better videos. I'm not even gonna lie. I try my best, but people are already established, But with that being said, now we're gonna talk about life, man. Life in general. I'm not really a unk status yet, so I don't have too many lessons on life. But that being said, first lesson I'm gonna say is, it's never too late to start. I think if you look up like Ford, I think some other big companies, they all started at like 50s. In their 50s, they started these companies that popped off, and they started in their 50s. That's insane. If you're 30, if you're in your 30s, if you're in your 20s, if you're in your teens, especially in your teens, man, it's the best time to start. But never say you're gonna start later. Never say next week. Never say tomorrow. Say just do it now. If you ever say that, have in your mind, I'm gonna do it now. You know, if you're like, I'm gonna do it next week, be like, nah, I'm gonna do it now. You know, you have to start now because next week, I mean, things can change in a week. You know, you might become more financially in debt or something. You know, don't let anything hold you back. Debt, relationships, anything like that. That's the second one. Relationships. I think if you're under the age of 25 and you're not really established in life, I don't think you should pick a relationship over your life to say, because the thing is, like, girl and guy, you know, if you're dating a girl or a guy, you know, it's not really worth putting them over your future because in reality they'll probably leave you. I'm not even gonna lie. And also picking your relationships is a big thing too. Don't pick somebody that, you know, I think over a certain age, I think over the age of 22, they can't tell you their goals in life and what they want to do. It's not a good relationship because they're only going to pull you down. You know, I think under the age of 21, 22, they can still say, I'm still kind of thinking, but they got to kind of have like a broader reach of what they want to do. But with that being said, if you pick the wrong relationship, that could drag you down and drag you down a lot, you know. Wear protection. You don't want to have no kids at an early age, man. That will probably bring you down even more. Some other lessons, man. Watch who you trust. I think trusting people is something big because people are going to put their lives over yours. And I mean, I don't blame them, but it's just watch what you say to certain people. You know, there's some things that, you know, shouldn't even be said. Even in relationships, you know, you can't really trust everybody. That's some things that I learned. I learned it recently, but that's something that you gotta keep in mind. Another thing is taking risk. I think taking risk is a part of life, and having mistakes is a part of life. You know, the thing about mistakes is that people will look at you differently and stuff like that, depending on the mistake. They'll make like obvious mistakes. Like there are mistakes that shouldn't even be made, you know, like cheating, the bad things that people make, you know, like the predators and stuff. That's just mistakes that shouldn't even be thought about, you know. But mistakes like, let's say if I got into we're just gonna use stocks for example. If I got into this trade and I just wasn't thinking about it and it was obviously going down, it was on a downward trend. You know, it was bearish on the MACD, bearish on the moving averages, just bearish on everything. I'm gonna try to keep it like broad. It was basically going down and obviously going down, and I bought a call option for it, and then I got into that call option and it was going down even more. The thing about mistakes is that for that mistake, I'm like, oh, it's still going down. I'm just gonna take this $100 loss, you know. But a mistake that you shouldn't make is, let's say if you got into that trade, I'm gonna hold it, and then sooner or later you're down $1,000 or something like that. That's a mistake that shouldn't be happening. But that's another mistake. Even if you do it, just understand, learn from it, because every mistake that you make, I recommend taking a step back. Don't get mad at yourself. Just understand why you made that mistake, or just ask yourself, why did I make that mistake? And then understand how you can never make that mistake ever again. That's the only thing. Just try not to ever make that mistake again, basically. Just learn from your mistakes. That's what I learned in life. Never ever judge somebody based on a mistake that they made. But if it's a repeated mistake, then you can you can probably judge them. I'm not gonna lie. But risk, you got to take risk in life. Risk is only gonna make you better, and you can probably learn from your mistakes anyway with those risks. Some other things in life, man. Don't get into debt at an early age. You know, don't buy that car because it looks cool. You know, I personally like to buy used cars and I'll be happy with them because I actually bought this car recently. My daily, actually, I bought it for $1,600 and I could probably resell it for 4,000 because I take care of it and I fixed some of the problems it has, and it runs. It got me pretty far. It got me pretty far. I'm not even gonna lie. Pretty reliable car, good on gas. Only $1,600. You know, for that same price with the same gas mileage and everything like that. If you buy a newer car, you're probably spending $20,000 to $30,000, and it's not even, in my opinion, I don't even think it's worth it because mainly you get maybe a newer car, of course, but you're getting, you know, maybe a better radio system, maybe these new sensors that tell you if you're not driving right. like I don't think it's worth spending a lot of money on a car if you're not financially stable and you're not really in the place that you want to be. And if you're young man, just buy a clapped out Corolla or something. You know, that's my recommendation. But yeah, man, that's basically all I have for this video. I might have more yapping videos if you guys enjoy this. If we get a decent amount of likes, I'll make another one, and probably with more lessons, and I'll research some more businesses for you guys. But if you guys like this video, smash the like button. Hope you guys like the gameplay over it. I like to play BeamNG. I just like to drift, chill, think about things. You guys can also comment down below some business ideas you guys have. And if you guys want me to do some more research on it and help you guys, get started, just let me know. I'll make videos on it just for you. Like, I'm not even gonna lie. Just comment down below, especially if you watch until the end of the video. I'll be happy to help you. I also have a Discord. If you guys want to hit me up on Discord, that'll probably be a little bit faster to get a reply. And my email too. You guys can hit me up on my email. Might not be as fast as a reply, but yeah. But feel free to comment. Feel free to comment with any feedback that you have. You guys can roast me if you guys want to. I don't mind. I might just laugh about it because I honestly think that when people hate on somebody, it's kind of funny. So yeah, guys, comment W if you guys watch till the end too. I want to know. But smash the like button, subscribe if you guys are new, hit those post notifications. And if you guys do want to get started into trading, I got some videos on it and also some links of Robinhood and Coinbase. They're two good apps to use. You guys can get free stocks and coins. And with that Coinbase link, you get a Bitcoin. Or not, wait, you have a chance to win a Bitcoin. I'm sorry. God damn. Motherfuckers like, where's my Bitcoin? But yeah, guys, thanks for watching. Peace out.